Welcome. This is the brand new year, so for our New Year's resolution, we have our friend here. His name's Carson Holscher.
Hello.
Carson here isn't really a big fan of music, to my knowledge. What kind of music do you like, Holscher?
Whatever I can scrape up off the dark web.
All right, that's what we like to see. So it's no surprise. Me, I'm a big fan of the bipolar schizo known as Kanye West. Drew and I had this thought that why don't we introduce Carson to him and his music? So throughout this year, we're gonna try to have him listen to all of Kanye's albums, starting off with this and ending with Vultures 2, or Bully, or whatever.
You think Bully's gonna come out this year? That's funny.
Maybe. Who knows?
So Bryce, you've had a very I'd say you're a Kanye fan. You've listened to all his stuff.
Yeah, for the most part.
I have had a very moderate experience with Kanye. I've listened to some of his stuff, but not all of it. And Holster, it's a perfect spectrum here. We've got the far end of the spectrum with like listen to all of it, the middle with me, who's listened to some of it, and then Holster, who's I assume listened to none of it. So it works out. It's
That would be
perfect.
correct.
It's perfect. So we're gonna take Holster through Kanye's first album here, The College Dropout. So Holster, this is an intro track, as I'm sure you've gathered by the link. So I'm gonna let this. Should we do the intro track and then talk about it, or should I just let it fly into?
You just let it fly.
Just let it fly.
Just-
Okay. So we'll meet again here in a couple minutes, and I'm just gonna let this play out. Now keep in mind, Holster, the transitions aren't gonna be smooth because it is on YouTube, but you'll get the picture. So I'm
Yeah.
gonna let the first track fly, and then we'll talk about it after this.
What the fuck was that?
So that was the first track, Holster. What did you think? Any
It was
comments?
surprisingly enjoyable.
You liked it?
Yeah.
What was your favorite part of it?
Just kind of the melody.
You like the melody of it? I also like that track. I think it's pretty groovy. I like the Kid Squire. It's very Kids Bop. I like it. Very goofy.
You love how it shows his age. Kanye, it was back when you could say the word without people getting fussy about it.
Yeah. Holster, when do you think this album came out, if you had to guess? Just based on what Bryce said.
Well, definitely before 2016.
Oh, yeah.
Go back a little bit more, like a lot more.
Well, if you're saying a lot more, that's going to be before 2010.
Yes, keep going.
How long has Kanye been doing this?
Mighty long time.
Yeah.
Well, that's incredibly specific. Oh, let's say before the year 2000.
I don't...
Close.
Yeah, it wasn't quite that long ago. This album wasn't, anyway.
Yeah. Up to this point, I kind of figured Kanye was a recent thing.
No, he's been around for a while.
Yeah, it's been a recent thing, but for different reasons.
Yeah, well listen, that's like the dark. We're in like the dark ages now, all right. When it comes to
But we'll get there. We'll get there.
that's for a topic for another time.
Yeah.
But no, Holster, this album is gonna turn 21 years old come February. It will be able to drink by then.
It will be able to drink. This album is as old as me. It will be able to drink around the same time as me.
And it's fun. His other album, very later, one of his recent ones, he released it as well on February 20th, 2024.
Which
20th anniversary.
is exactly my birthday, so
So you have the best album, in my opinion, released on your birthday, and probably one of his worst albums.
That's
That's for later. That's for later. Later.
It
With
is my
the-
intention not to look at anything that pertains to this outside of these sort of video calls.
All right, that's good, because definitely like having public perception, like not being affecting you, will definitely help you enjoy this music a lot more, in my opinion. Or it'll allow you to have a more refined taste rather than what everybody says. But generally, most people say that he is pretty good, except for, again, later stuff.
some stuff later, yeah. But I think it's mostly agreed that this album it's pretty good. I wouldn't say it's definitely not my favorite of the Kanye discography, but it's pretty good. So you like that first track, Holster?
Yep.
All right.
And he does,
I did.
for like his earlier albums, he does have like a lot of skit tracks. Like this is another skit track, I'm pretty sure.
Like mostly. I want to say like a good third of this album is skit tracks. Maybe not a third actually, but yeah, he did a lot of skit tracks in his older
Yeah, I
albums.
think-
He doesn't do that so much anymore.
I think we should get your opinion on some of these skit tracks whenever they come up.
Yeah, we'll go
How funny are they?
we'll go through them I guess we could just start from now on, just going through them. Since the first one was just an intro track, but yeah, I like the first track. I think it's pretty good. Bryce, what do you think of it? I don't know if I got your 2 cents on it.
I
What do you
think it
think?
is a great opener to basically set the scene of the entire idea of the album. You know, it's like, oh, all school could do something for the kids, you know, but sometimes school just sucks, and you know we'll just be kids. You know, you ain't gonna be able
That's what I
to.
was saying. Yeah, I like the sort of kids bop, kids choir it did. I think that was a nice touch. All right, if we don't have anything else to say, we'll move on to graduation day, the skit. So I'm gonna actually I'll just let it ride. Whatever. I was gonna pause the recording, but that's fine. All right, here we go. All right, Holster, what did you think of that like skit slash song? There's a little mini song there at the end. Would you thoughts?
I enjoyed that little bit at the end.
What did you
Skits
think
kind
of
of
the?
been
Sorry, go on.
mediocre.
Sorry.
Skits have definitely been kind of mediocre.
So you haven't liked the skit bits so far. You don't like those?
Not too much. They're not bad. They're just I think I'm not the intended audience for such things.
That's fair enough. That's fair enough. People like Bryce are more the intended audience, I think.
Yeah, usually some of the skits are a little bit hit or miss when it comes to the comedy, especially later in this album and in late registration.
Which is the second album.
The skits are a little bit hit and miss. Sometimes they can go on for a little longer. I mean, sometimes it is also, you know, it's fun to just hear some of this. You know, it's like, oh, sometimes it brings a thematic purpose as well for the album, you know? Like
Yeah.
also leading into other tracks.
I think I enjoy the skits when I'm like, if it's like a full album listen through. But obviously, I wouldn't put the skits on like. I'm not gonna go out of my
Playlist.
way to listen to them, or like I
Well,
wouldn't put them
there
on
is
playlist or
one
anything.
skit later that is definitely worth.
Well, yeah, but that's different. That's like that's not really a skit. That's more of a masterpiece. We'll get to that one. So Holsters is not liking the skit so far, which it's fair. That's fair. Which he'll like this next track since this is an actual song. So if we're ready, I will hit play on this.
I'm ready.
All right.
All right, here we go.
Hey, Jimmy, where you going?
Thoughts, Holster?
No, I've heard that before.
I was gonna say I thought I heard you say that during that. I didn't know if I heard you correctly though.
I don't know where, but I know I've heard it before.
What did you think of it overall though? Good, bad,
Oddly enjoyable.
oddly enjoyable. So you didn't think you'd like a lot of these? You said something similar with "We Don't Care," the first track, the first song. You didn't think you didn't think you'd like these?
I really didn't.
That's good to know that you're enjoying these so far. I also like that one. I like the little electric guitar in the background. I don't know if anybody, Bryce, I'm sure you've heard it. You've listened to this song
Yes.
so many times, but I don't
I have this album on CD.
I don't know if
It's
you've
in
heard.
another album later.
I don't know if you've heard of Holster, but there was an electric guitar in the back I liked. Yeah, I guess it's good to know that you're liking these Holster and that you didn't think you would. So I'm glad you're giving these a chance and that you're liking them so far. I promise with some of the later ones you won't, but not specifically in this album, but just sort of in general, you know. Bryce, you got any fun tidbits to add? Any of your thoughts?
Oh, I mean, nothing that hasn't been really said before. I mean, I'm pretty sure this is the most popular song on Spotify from this album. Like, most streams from College Dropout, I'm pretty sure. I think. So, I mean, it is probably a good chance you've heard it before, Holster. Sample is very nice. It is pretty interesting to know that is Lauryn Hill sample, which Kanye does a lot. I mean, even just in like general, just hip hop, love to sample Lauryn Hill, despite her only making one album. Even though that wasn't even from her that album, that was from a MTV Unplugged that basically killed her career. So that's kind of interesting to know about that. And even then, that wasn't even Lauren doing that. That was again a woman named Cynthia. I'm pretty sure Kanye even mentioned it at the end of the track, but you know, it's a classic. You know, always love hearing about. Just the melody's awesome, guitar's great, flow's awesome.
I think this album has a lot of emphasis on simple but good melodies, which I can appreciate. Holster, you strike me as somebody who's more into the instrumentation of it than you are into the lyrics. Is that true?
It is.
Have you
A
been?
lot of these,
It's kind of hard to hear, but have you tried? Have you been paying attention to the lyrics? If not, it's fine. I'm just curious if you have been or not. Have you been paying attention
To
to
the
the
best
lyrics?
of my ability.
Best of your ability. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
I mean, a lot of these earlier, I would say more specifically on this album, a lot of like the sampling and interpretations do come from like early 70s, 60s like soul R&B music. So I don't know what your thoughts on that whole are, but you know, if you like that type of genre of music, you'll definitely like more Kanye's earlier work, since he takes heavy inspiration and samples from those artists from back in the day.
I'll confess, I've just never really tried that kind of stuff.
Damn, man, you're missing out.
Yeah, I'd say the first two albums are like that. I think the third one's where he kind of starts branching out into more synthetic. It's still got some of it. No. I'm not saying there's not samples. I'm just saying like it's less soulful and more like synthetic. That's what I meant. There's still samples, yeah. Yeah. By the way, I'm only really familiar with the first three Kanye albums. I mean, I know of the other ones, but after we get past the third one, that's where I'll start. That's where I'll kind of be in Holster territory and not really know what's going on. Besides some of the later ones. But
for better and for worse.
For better and for worse, yeah. You like that song, Holster? A good song?
Yeah.
All right, good song. Okay, I'm gonna play the next skit then. A lot of these are skits. I know you love your skits. So here we go. The next skit. I'll Fly Away.
I don't know where I'm going. My dad died.
So that one was less of a skit, and more of just sort of a short song. Holster, what did you think?
I mean, obviously Kanye didn't write that. That's a church hymn from way back.
Yeah.
I don't think much of anything about it, although
just indifferent.
Somewhere on the internet, there's a recording of my old pastor singing that song, and I tried to clip it to do something funny with it, but...
Well, if you ever find it, you should throw it on Kanye's rendition of that song. But you're just kind of indifferent on that one.
Yeah.
I agree. I don't really... That's not one I think about, ever, to be honest. Bryce, you got any thoughts? Any additions?
I think it's fine.
Yeah.
It's sort of like a nice, like, transitional song, you know, from the last one.
It kind of leads into this one thematically. I think.
I do like the vibes of it. That's a bad way of critiquing stuff, but just sound of it's nice. You know, quiet.
Well, yeah, like Holster said, it's a old church hymn. So I enjoy it, but it's not what I really think about. I think it's fine. I think we're all in agreement on that. It's just kind of.
I think it still serves its purpose because.
Well, yeah.
You know, again, that's another thing. Christianity and religion is also another factor as to what makes Kanye's music. You know, he still talks about, you know, his upbringing with religion and how that's shaped him, which is, you know, a good different perspective compared to most hip hop, you know.
Interesting.
Which, you know, some people like some of it a lot more than others, but for this album, it really doesn't. It's not too hard pushing that belief / agenda onto the listener. Although there is a couple tracks where it does get heavy emphasis, but it still manages to be a good, regardless of it.
Yeah, I'd still say even those songs, if we're thinking of the same ones, are still good regardless. I think that was a nice little stepping stone for what was to come of, like what you said, how he kind of puts more emphasis on religion and stuff later. But yeah, I don't mind it. I think it's a fine addition. Plus, it segues into this one because flying in spaceships. Now, this one, well, actually, I'll just play it, then I'll give my thoughts on it. So if we're ready, I'll play it.
She's actually the boss's niece, so now you're part of the family.
All right. Thoughts on a spaceship there?
Interesting. I definitely preferred the previous two over that, but it's not bad.
You still liked it?
Yep.
How would you say it is compared to the previous two? Like it more or less?
You talking to me or to Bryce?
I'm talking to you. Do you think compared to the previous two? What do you think?
Definitely preferred the previous two.
Damn, that hurts to hear. That spaceship's my favorite one. I don't know. I like the
More
melody of
question.
it. I also like or sorry, Holster, go on. I just registered what you said.
Why is the guy on the album cover wearing a fursuit?
That would be a Bryce question.
That's Kanye's old mascot from his high school. Whenever I bought the CD for College Dropout, like we looked inside and like that's the cover, and you get to like just look through and it's like old pictures of Kanye at high school. They even have like a yearbook for all the people that went to his high school, and for Kanye, it's best dressed, least likely to succeed. Those are the two awards he got, which is it's pretty funny. But that's all I guess. That's the story behind the bear. The bear will be a key player for the first 3 albums.
Yeah, think of these first 3 albums as the Bear trilogy. That's how we can.
Not Freddy
then-
Fazbear, just Bear.
Well,
Or some,
you know, some
Pretty-
kind of.
3 bear rather than 5 bear.
not Bear 5. No Bear 5.
No,
It's
no.
not real.
But
No, some
I like
people-
Spaceship. Yeah. What do you think of Spaceship, Bryce? What do you think?
I like that one. It's very laid back, mellow vibe. Love the melody. All the verses are great. I still love Kanye's introductory verse. If my manager keeps insulting me, I will be assaulting him. Which is
It's bars. Yeah, it's bars.
yeah, it's funny, but also with some stuff that has happened recently with lawsuits with him, it is like a little maybe not aged so well lyric. Sometimes his lyrics do age, sometimes pretty well, and sometimes not so well. But
And we'll get into that when we get to that point in the timeline. But right now we're in 2004, baby.
yep,
And
I don't know,
Kanye
old.
is almost at his peak. I wouldn't say this is his peak, but yeah, I like Spaceship.
2022 was his peak.
You know.
For completely.
Anyway. I like Spaceship. That's probably either this one, either Spaceship, Jesus Walks, or the New Workout Plan are my favorites. It's probably New Workout Plan in all honesty. I think Ultra will like that one, but that one's coming up. But yeah, I like those 3. So here's my probably second favorite. If nobody has anything else they want to add,
Yo, fuck you, Kanye, first and foremost.
I enjoyed it.
I'm muted. Okay, yeah, you like that one, Holster?
Yep.
I also enjoy that one. That's probably, like I said, that's one of my 3 favorites. The only thing I don't like is the auto tune's a little spotty, but that's kind of a me thing. I know some people are into that.
Sounded a lot like Hunter at the first bit of that track.
Yeah, I don't know about that, but
Did it sound like Hunter?
yeah, that's
Blakely?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
like in the first verse of that track.
Or just like the introductory, like with like the.
Like just the first few seconds.
This
We at war.
the guy saying they're at war with terrorism. Is that who you're saying sounds like Hunter?
That's Kanye.
Yes, it sounds like Hunter though. No, it's fine. Let him form his own interpretations. It's all right. I wish I could hear Hunter in that. That's awesome.
It's funny.
That is funny. Yeah, I like that one though. You can tell he's kind of like we said earlier with the religion thing. He kind of sometimes it's more subtle than other times. Not that this is bad or that that's even a bad thing, but sometimes it's more subtle, and this is one of the times where it's not that subtle.
I
But
don't
that's
mind
okay. Yeah, I don't mind it either. It's not a bad thing, like I was saying. Just sometimes it's not as subtle. But again, there's nothing wrong with that. Bryce, you got anything you want to add?
Not really. I do love the instrumental's great.
Yeah.
I do love lyrics are pretty great as well. You know, talking about the issues. It's not even just like with America, but just with like hip hop in general. Like you can talk about all this stuff, but no Jesus, no Christianity, because no one's gonna be listening to that on radio. But it's like someone needs to do it, so god damn it, I will do it. It's basically just the message, which I think's pretty interesting take.
It is. I like that perspective of it. Any closing thoughts on Jesus Walks?
Nope.
All right. I like that
I feel
track.
like there's a 50% chance I'm about to get rickrolled.
You never know. We'll find out.
Might be my favorite one so far.
So you like that one, Holster? You think that's your favorite one?
So far, yeah.
That's interesting because I am on that one. I don't feel too strongly about it. I don't not like it, but I think it's okay. I like the sampling in the background. That's cool. I also like the little flow thing it does at the end there with the outro. But I don't know. I don't feel too strongly about that one. But that's interesting. That's your favorite. What did you like so much about it?
I don't know, just felt right.
Just felt right. All right, fair enough. Fair enough. Bryce, you got anything?
I like that one. Although Jay-Z does sour it a little bit. Maybe just at the intro.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm like sort of iffy with Jay-Z's whole rap flow thing. On beat, off beat stuff that he does sometimes. Sometimes he's on beat for some songs. Sometimes he goes a little off beat and it's like, just brother. But after that, I think the song is pretty dang good. Like, I like the instrumental's great. I do think the church service choir part was also probably the best part of it, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
You know, again, it's more of like the gospel feel. I enjoyed that. It's probably some of my favorite stuff about Kanye was like the whole church and like gospel stuff. Sometimes when that hits, it hits really well. You know?
It does. I agree with that. But that's Holster's favorite so far, which is interesting. That's not a bad thing, but it's interesting.
It's different.
It is different. I've never heard anyone say that's their favorite. But then again, he's only listened to 3 Kanye, or like, not 3, like 5 actual songs. So we'll see how his mind changes as we go on. But
Right.
we'll also see what his least favorites are when we get through this.
That'll be fun.
That will be fun. But all right, I'm gonna play Get 'Em High now. Thoughts?
A little rough.
Yeah, I'm not big on that one, to be honest.
Damn, really?
No. I don't know. It's not. I'm hesitant to say it's bad. It's just not really my thing. Like, I don't know. I didn't really have anything that I would say is outstanding about it that sticks out from the others. It was just kind of Not that it's not that I hate that one. It's just I don't know. Kind of on it. Holster, same feelings, kind of.
It's a little rough.
Don't like that one.
Not so much.
Now, Bryce, you like that one, it seems.
I liked it a good amount. I think the beat and the Kanye flow is definitely probably the best part of that. I would say maybe I don't remember the rest of it. I'd say that's probably like top 3 like flows maybe on the album, especially the beats. Like I like the hard hitting drums in the back and like the distortion on it. Just it feels nasty in a good way. You know, it's like more aggressive. You know. That's like kind of the things I like about this album. It's like has a bit of everything in it, but it still manages to still be consistent with each other, you know?
Fair enough, yeah.
So it's just like taking different aspects and like blending them together. I think that's what I kind of like about that track.
I don't know. I like the beat of it, like you said, but I just think it's kind of generic otherwise. It doesn't really have anything that I really get attached to about it.
That's fair.
So, yeah, I think me and Holster are on the same boat on that one. Didn't really care for that. So, I'm going to let these next 2 play together because I feel like they flow into each other pretty nicely. This is another skit, Holster, but I'm just going to let it play right into the next song. So, this is Workout Plan and New Workout Plan. Well, Holster, what'd you think of that one?
It's alright.
Just alright, really. That's wow. Damn. Just alright. Holster's got some interesting takes with these songs, I gotta say. Yeah, I know I said Spaceship's my favorite, but yeah, it's probably that one. I like that one a lot. I can't believe it's just why is it just alright? Why isn't it like
one way or the other?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it's just kind of jarring compared to the stuff I'm used to. I think it would grow on me if I were to re-listen to it.
Just weren't really expecting it to be what it was.
Yeah.
That's fair enough.
As of right now, I'll give it a rating of all right.
That's fair enough. First time listen, all right. Okay, you know what? That's fair. What were you gonna say, Bryce?
I'll say this next one will probably be just as jarring compared to the last one.
Yeah.
I mean,
Bryce, what do you think of New Workout Plan?
That's Philip's national anthem.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Philip's never worked out a day in his life.
Well, every time we drive to Philip's house, we sing that song.
We do. Hopefully motivate him one day to work out.
That won't work.
That is true.
Damn, I can't believe you gave that just an alright. But yeah, your reasoning makes sense. I respect your reasoning for it. Yeah, this one's probably not going to be. I don't know. I'm curious what you'll think of this one. If we're all ready and no further comments on new workout plan. I know I said it in like the auto tune and I don't remember which song it was, but I like it there. I think it's because I think in that one it's
comical.
It's comical, yeah, and you kind of like it's like a self-aware auto tune. And that's why I like it in that one as opposed to the other one. But I don't know. I like new workout plan. Good sound. Good sound. Like sound. All right. Here we go with slow jams if we're ready.
Metro Boomin, wants some s'mores, nigga?
Thoughts on that one, Holster?
Interesting.
Interesting. Define interesting. What do you mean by that?
I give it an interesting out of good.
An interesting out of good. Okay.
Okay.
What are you leaning more towards? Good, bad?
Definitely closer to good.
Okay. All right.
So you like that a lot better than new workout plan?
Yep.
That's fair.
That's fair. Yeah. I like that one a lot too. I think that one flows nicely. I like how it's slow but also kind of fast at the same time. That's not a good description, but
that's like the name though.
I know it's like it's almost like it's called slow jams. It's weird. Bryce, what do you think of that one, Bryce?
That's probably one of my favorites. Probably second, maybe favorite. I don't know what would be higher above that, but I'm enjoying that song. I love that one. I love I would say just like a celebration of R&B soul music.
Yeah, I like those vibes in it. That's probably why I like it so much. Yeah. I just like those vibes that it has.
Probably my favorite instrumental off the entire album.
That's fair.
I would say performance is great. I still love the light-skinned friend look like Michael Jackson. Dark-skinned friend look like Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
It's so stupid, but yeah, it's like, you know what? It's fine. It works. It flows.
It's
Sometimes
bars.
Like, with Kanye, sometimes he has some really, really, really stupid lyrics. Like, just looking at them at a vacuum, they're like, this is brain dead.
All the...
Wait, listen. That's for later. But the only reason I let them slide is because usually the rest of the song is so damn good that you kind of just ignore it or brush it off. And sometimes even the stupid lyrics can actually become kind of hard upon repeat listens.
Most of the time they're funny either way, so... Even
if
they're not intended to be, yeah, most of the time they're funny.
Like that's like a lyric like that. Like, yeah, that's stupid in a vacuum, but you kind of just ignore it because the rest of it's so good.
Holster, what do you think of that lyric that Bryce said? Got a light-skinned friend look like Michael Jackson. Got a dark-skinned friend look like Michael Jackson. What do you think of that lyric?
It threw me off for a little bit, but I don't mind it.
You see, like, you kind of just ignore it because the rest of it's
heat. He throws the bad lyrics in the songs with heat, or he did. He used to.
But yeah, it won't always be like that, Holster, I will say.
We'll move on to breathe in, breathe out.
Fortnite balls.
What'd you think of that one, Holster?
Well, it's the first one to make me laugh.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Really?
Well, what part of it did you laugh at? I think I know.
know.
I think I know what part he laughed at, but what part did you laugh at, Holster?
Take a wild guess.
Was
I
it
always had a PhD, a pretty huge dick.
Was that it?
Perhaps.
Yeah, there it is. That's a heater. We all like that line.
That is a great line.
That is a heater of a line. Other than that, though, I don't really like that song, if I'm being honest.
I concur.
I think that song's fine. I like the guitar little loop and the horns, but yeah, it's whatever, you know. It's fine. It's fine. That's what I mainly think about it.
That's what I would say if I was being nice to the song. I don't really like that song. It's kind of too. I don't know. I don't know how to describe. Like, it's too stoppy and go-y. Like, the flow is kind of weird. I don't know. I don't really like that one. But that line is a heater. The PhD line. We do like that line. Those are bars right
line.
there. I like the part too where the instrumental cuts out and it's just the lyrics, just the vocals. I'm a sucker for that sort of stuff, so I like that too. Better than those two things. I'm not too big on that song. I won't lie. So this here, Holster, you're in for we're getting closer to A good skit, Holster. We're getting closer. So here's a School Spirit 1. Thoughts on the skit? Is that one a little better
We're
than the other
improving.
ones? You like that one?
We are improving.
The next few skits have a little overarching story, so I guess they got an overarching theme. I guess is what I'm trying to say.
I would say this like next run, it does have a good sort of like the idea of the album, just like what's the point
Condensed
of going to
into-
college? You know, you spend all that time. I mean, even like at the beginning of the album, talked about it a little bit. You know,
That
sometimes you go college, feels like for some people, and then you're still like nowhere. You don't know what to do afterwards.
yeah,
You know,
that's really hammered home in the next 3-ish skits. But it's good to know it's improving. But it's a skit. You know, I wouldn't listen to it. I wouldn't go out of my way to listen to it, but it's there. Now we'll go on with School Spirit.
But you know, like that Kids See Ghosts, that video game, that's forever, like some Sonic stuff.
I liked it.
Like that one. I also enjoy that one. I don't really have anything to comment on. I think it's very middle of the road fine. I don't have anything interesting to say about it, but I like it. Bryce, you got anything you want to add?
I still don't know why this is like one of the only songs on the album that's like censored. Like even on like Spotify.
Yeah,
and
I don't
on
know.
On the CD as well. This is like one of the very few like two songs that is
is it-
censored, which I have no idea why.
Is it censored or was it just like a style thing? It may have just been
No,
like
that's censored.
Is it?
That's censored. Yeah, they do that a lot with like radio edits, like with messing with like some of the words instead of just like bleeping it, like cutting it. They just mess with it like that. I don't know why it's like that. Also, the word sigma was said.
Yeah, that's always funny to hear. We like hearing that.
Sigma.
Well, it's a
Sigma
great
Stan.
letter.
It is a great letter. Sigma. Are you Sigma?
He said it's a Greek letter, Bryce.
I didn't hear it.
Well, sure, are you a Sigma?
I don't know.
He's a Sigma. Alright, here we go with the second School Spirit skit 2.
Funny was achieved.
Funny was achieved. Just hammering those themes in more about how college doesn't matter, which, you know, makes you think. Alright, we'll just go on to
But now,
Yeah,
we have-
now.
Where you?
Hold on, didn't mean to play. Sorry, but now
the greatest skit.
we'll just let it speak for itself.
I kidnap autistic kids.
Was Funny achieved on that one, Holster?
Yep.
Was that your favorite skit so far?
Potentially.
Really?
Actually,
Yeah, no, that is a classic. Just for the, my dad died.
I would say that's the best skit. I like that one the most.
That is the best skit.
That
That's
is
probably my favorite skit out of all. Kanye
all those skits. Yeah.
Besides, well, there's one on the next album. I don't want to spoil anything, but it's if you know, you know.
And Holster will soon know.
That is true.
But yeah, we'll let 2 words ride.
Which was misdiagnosed by a, I'm not going to say what race, what people, doctor. It was a Jewish doctor.
I enjoyed that.
I also enjoy that one, and I don't really have anything else to say beyond that, to be honest. I think it's fine. Yeah, I really don't have anything else to say about that. Bryce, you got anything you want to say?
Not really. I enjoyed probably the instrumental is my favorite. I think probably lyrically that's the best one on the album so far.
Yeah.
You still have, you take all like probably the best aspects of, you know, each song. You know, like again, like Jesus Walks is probably my favorite. Like when it comes to like the message of it, improve that with 2 words. I like the message. I love the beat, very both aggressive and like spiritual as well. Like especially at the end with like the choir. And I also like the piano. Not the piano. I'm stupid. The violin breakdown, like near the end. That's
Yeah.
also cool to see. You know, you don't really expect that. Yeah, I enjoyed that. Probably one of my favorite tracks. Now but this one's my favorite.
Through the Wire. I didn't know this one was your favorite. Interesting.
Probably that or Slow Jams. Or again, that's the problem with this. It's like it changes. You know.
Yeah.
It just depends on them.
I mean, I think mine changed throughout listening to this. Originally, it was fucking Spaceship, and now it just depends. It just
You know, it
depends.
changes. on, like that.
Yeah, but if we don't have any further comments, I'll ride with Through the Wire.
Obama, hamburger, sussy balls. Lil Mosey is white, sussy balls.
I enjoyed that one.
I as well. That one grew on me. I didn't think I liked that one.
Really?
Or I don't remember not like. I don't know how to word what I'm trying to say. I used to like it. I guess I didn't realize how much of a banger that one was. That's what I'm trying to say. But yeah, that one's up there for me. I like that one. It's very happy, very upbeat,
Inspirational.
very inspirational. Yeah. No, Bryce. Sorry, Bryce. Go on.
I was gonna say, if you were wondering, yes, Holster, he did have his mouth wired shut for that song, because he got into, like the song said, it basically told the story about what happened to him. Got a car accident. Most people thought he would have never been able to rap again, because he messed up his jaw real bad, but he somehow did it through a miracle. You know, and that's basically like the whole culmination of his, like what basically started him, which is that song.
Interesting.
Now, Bryce, you said that one's your favorite. Why is that? Why does that one resonate with you?
Probably just, again, like the core, like the sample. You know, it's basically like when it comes to sort of the idea of chipmunk soul, which Kanye basically invented with, you know, sped up vocals and pitching them up. You know, it's been like throughout this album a lot, but it's basically like whatever I think of that. You know, just that song. And it's still a great story. You know, basically like what happened. And despite like all the hardships, basically impossible odds, you can still do it, you know? That's why
That's fair enough, yeah. That one grew on me from the last time I listened to it. Not that I ever disliked it, but I didn't realize how much of a heater it was.
Yes, Queen.
All right, so here we have the, I guess, second to last track, right?
Yes.
So here we go with Family Business.
Give us 3 things that are hairy. Balls, balls, balls.
Well, thoughts?
Interesting.
Again, I just think it's middle of the road. Like, there's a lot of the earlier songs with Kanye are either really good for me or they're just like, eh. Not as in bad, but just kind of like middle of the road. Like, but again, I like the church choir. Like Bryce said earlier, I enjoy the church choir. I think that's always a fun thing. Bryce, what do you think of that one?
I really like it. I like just the message of, you know, despite family like differences, you know, despite what like living conditions you'll always be in, family will always still come first, no matter what. And even if it is you're not your family, just like the people you grew up with, you know, you still consider them your family. You know, it's very nice, you know, like nostalgic feeling even, especially with like the piano. All that glitters is not gold. You know, that saying always, it hits, you know, it hits right. I really like that track.
Yeah, that's good with the added message there, and I think you described it perfectly with nostalgic. So this one's
It's a little long.
As you can tell by
just a tiny bit long.
This is the length of this one. You might want to get a little cozy.
Yeah.
There's a good chance I'll doze off during this one. I'm not gonna lie. But here we go with the final track of the first album, Last Call. Well, Holster, what did you think of Last Call? Yeah.
You didn't like the yap sesh about his life? That's fair.
I don't either. That's my least favorite song on that album.
I mean, I would say I wouldn't even count it as a song.
I wouldn't either. Yeah.
I'd say like
I was debating.
Like
I was debating if I wanted to do that one. I'm gonna be honest.
I mean, there's still a song there, and the song itself isn't like when he's rapping. I think it's perfectly fine. I like it. You know.
I guess.
Kind of like the rap parts. You know. But yes, I understand that the yapping is kind of a kill for repeat listen-throughs. You know.
Yeah.
I do not like that one personally. That is probably my least favorite.
It does really start to drag on after a while.
You know, after like the 8-minute mark, it starts to drag on. I'm of the firm belief a song should be no longer than 6 minutes. I don't see a need for there to be any longer than like 6 minutes. And even that might be a little long, but I definitely think longer songs like that are an acquired taste, and I certainly do not have that taste. So, overall, Holster, what do you think of College Dropout as the first Kanye album you've listened to?
It's not bad. It's definitely not bad.
You up for
You
doing?
enjoyed it?
Are you up for doing the other ones? There's no more Yap
Yeah, I
sessions.
think so.
I don't think there's any more Yap sessions, is there?
To my knowledge, no.
I think from here, well, mostly from here, it's upwards. What do you hope to see going forward from other Kanye albums? What do you hope for?
I have no conception of really where one goes from here, so I don't have an answer.
Don't have an answer. All right, fair enough. Fair enough.
Would you want more or less skits?
Less is probably better.
Yeah, that's fair.
Well, late registration still has skits, so
I think that's the last one that has skits, isn't it?
I think so, maybe.
But yeah, that'll be the next album we do whenever we decide to do that. Late registration. And that'll be, it's basically what it is. It's just College Dropout 2, basically.
Going back to school.
Going back to school. But yeah, that's good to know that you liked it. I know you don't really listen to hip-hop rap music like this, so that's good to hear that we kind of, I guess, opened. Not that I expect you to listen to this stuff outside of these little sessions, but it's nice to know we kind of opened.
I would.
It's nice to know we kind of opened your horizons, I guess. So overall, out of 10, what do you give College Dropout?
Somewhere between a 7 and a 9, but the answer is not 8.
Really?
That's a really interesting answer.
So it can be like pretty good to be a 7 and then really good to be a 9, but why not an 8?
I don't know, it just doesn't feel like an 8. It just doesn't feel like it.
I'd give it like a 7.5, personally. That is a really interesting answer, though, Holscher. A 7 or 9, but not an 8. That's so... That is such a...
weird.
Holscher, I mean this in the nicest way possible, but that is such a you answer. I love it. That is such a Carson Holscher answer. I give it a 7.5. Bryce, what do you give it?
Don't bounce in between like an 8 or a 9, you know?
It would probably be an 8 for me, but honestly, I don't fucking like that 12-minute song. That's such a... Ugh. But yeah, we'll meet again soon, and we'll do a late registration. Joyous times. Are you excited, Holscher? Excited to continue the adventure?
I'm definitely interested to see where it goes.
We're gonna... I'm not gonna say where, but at some point, we're gonna hit the top of the hill, and then it's gonna be just a downward spiral from there.
Well, maybe for like Drew and I don't know where your tip will be. I may have an idea as to like where you'll be like, okay, here's where it like sort of peaked, and then like downhill, and then it'll be like peaks and valleys.
For all I know, Holscher might think that College Dropout's the best one. He might hate everything else. I don't know.
Maybe. Who knows?
He gave me some surprising.
We'll find out.
He gave us some surprising answers with this. But yeah, we'll meet again soon, and we'll do a late registration.